share with us his work, and we're very lucky because he has worldwide fitness.
Working? Yeah, okay. Well, my reading is not going to be so good and so funny. Actually, it's going to be boring, I promise you. The good thing is that I'm not going to read one of my novels. And this particular article was published in South America in 2002. I have written and published around 400 of pieces like this, but I selected this because I think it was the beginning of a moment that we are living in the world, actually. It was just an answer to a very famous, well-known journalist, Oriana Fallaci, and it was for me the clear beginning of something new, because at that moment in the 90s, most of people were very optimistic about the spread of liberal democracy. We actually were even more radicals, waiting for the direct democracy. But at the same time, I suspected that something the opposite was going to come, and actually is what more or less the world is in now. And after this, I published other articles or essays. At that moment, 5,000 words was normal for newspaper. Then now 300, 3,000, 2,000, 1,000. Now I told you they have copy your post. Next time I'm going to send emojis. But we were used to read many pages and focus on that. Now it's completely impossible. This article is titled, or it's The Slow Suicide of the West, and again, we have to put ourselves in the year 2002. It was published in Spanish and other languages. In the English version, it was published in Monthly Review of New York. And so I mutilated dramatically today. I hope the idea is still there, because it was too long. So the West appears silently devoid of its greatest virtues, constructed century after century, preoccupied now only with reproducing its own defects and with copying the defects of others, such as authoritarianism and the preemptive persecution of innocents. Virtues like tolerance and self-criticism have never been a weakness, as some now pretend, but quite the opposite. It was because of them that progress, both ethical and material, were possible. Both the greatest hope and the greatest danger for the West can be found in its own heart. Currently, some celebrities from back in the 20th century, demonstrating an irreversible decline to senility, have taken to propagating the famous ideology of the clash of civilizations, basing their reasoning on their own conclusions in the best style of classical theology. Such is the a priori and the 19th century assertion that Western culture is superior to all others. From